Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the debut grand opening of Mad Villain Bistro Bed and Breakfast Bar Grill.
Every single time I watch Ghost of Tsushima gameplay, I always think to myself that this game looks absolutely unbelievable. I feel like I'm being lied to every single time I watch this video game, because whenever I saw the first gameplay demo that was released in 2018 and the flow of the leaves constantly throughout that gameplay demo, I'm like, that's not real. They didn't do that. They can't do that. That's not going to be in the final release of the game. There's no way that Sucker Punch is going to do that. To the then landscape of feudal Japan and how beautiful it looks. I think it's in Japan. I think samurai are originally from Japan. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm like 90% I'm not. But feudal Japan looks absolutely incredible. To then the wind that's constantly howling. I know that the wind is something so subtle in the game, but when you are traveling in these fields and you see the fields of grain or rice or whatever what they are just flowing from side to side and the leaves are just constantly flowing around you, it just gives this indescribable feeling. It's evident by how the characters fight, specifically the main character, where he pulls out his sword and in that first encounter with the enemies, and he's just waiting and waiting and waiting, and then he takes it out and he one-shots a dude. It's so much fun to watch this game live, and I'll watch the scenes take place and the characters interact with the levels because it just looks like a fantastic game. And then you see the actual character designs and how much attention to detail Sucker Punch has had when addressing these characters. From the samurai when they are confronting the Mongols when they are invading the beaches of Japan originally, to some of the more later design concepts with some of the characters. Like I don't know exactly what the main character is going to do. I don't know exactly what his struggle is. I don't know if he is a disgraced samurai trying to kind of take revenge on the Mongols. I don't know what the story is, but you can kind of see throughout the game, throughout the gameplay that they've shown you, he's going through different things and he's at different points of his life, and it's evident by how and what he wears. And one of my favorite scenes was when he's in, I think, this dark room and he has this mask on. It looks like an old samurai mask, and you can see this glint in his blade and it flashes across his eyes, and he looks so cool, and he has this rugged piece of fabric on his back that pretty much resembles a cape. Like, the main character looks so fucking cool in the most recent story-driven trailer. But then you go back to E3 and how great he looks in that trailer, in that demo as well. And every single time I watch this game, every single bit of gameplay or trailer or whatever, I always just gotta check in. I gotta check in because I want to make sure that this game isn't being downgraded, and it doesn't look like it is. It always looks like it's the same game that I'm watching. And it blows my mind that a game like this exists and that it looks so original. It's not necessarily the best looking, graphically fidelical game. I don't know if fidelical is a word, but it looks incredibly original to me. I've never seen anything like it. When I first started to watch the Ghost of Tsushima gameplay in preparation for this video, I couldn't put my finger on it. I was like, man, I'm getting a strong feeling of deja vu. I can't, what does this gameplay remind me of? What does it remind? And as soon as it came to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. It is a better version of Assassin's Creed. Any Assassin's Creed ever. ever. Like, the combat is brutal and realistic. There is some stealth assassinations and things of that nature that you can do within the game. The fighting is very, very traditional with some of the weapons and items that you can have in that game, specifically katanas and swords and knives and bow and arrows and stuff like that, while also having some gadgets, like for instance, a grappling hook that you can use within the game. But then I started to look a little bit closer and a little bit deeper. It's not just about being similar to Assassin's Creed, whichever one you want to compare it to. It's about being better than Assassin's Creed, right? And I looked at this game and I'm like, oh, the combat is better. It looks way more cooler. There's a lot more attention to detail when it comes to some of the animations within the gameplay. For instance, every single time your character is done with combat, at least from what I've seen within the trailers and the gameplay demo, your character takes his sword and he wipes it specifically on his left arm. You see things where he is able to parkour way easier and way more freely than in Assassin's Creed, where in Assassin's Creed you have to have these predetermined and predefined routes that you have to take. Here in Ghost of Tsushima, it looks like you can just fling yourself off of a roof and grapple onto another roof with a grappling hook. It looks really, really freeform. It actually looks like real parkour instead of you just like rock climbing. It looks like real free running within this game. And I look at the self gameplay. I'm gonna play you this clip of you jumping in of the main character entering this temple and being on the rooftop, and like kind of like Batman in the Arkham Asylum games, kind of like looking at some of the guys within this room and picking out the targets that he wants to eliminate first. Then he just goes through the room systematically and kills everybody like that. And it just looks like it's the game that I've been waiting for from Ubisoft. It looks like that game that should have been set in feudal Japan, and you play an assassin and you're a part of the Creed and you're supposed to be doing all this other stuff and you're supposed to be fighting up against the Templars, and no, I don't want it anymore. I'm gonna be playing Ghost of Tsushima. I'm gonna be playing as a samurai that's disgraced because he lost to the Mongols or whatever. I don't know why, but I get this feeling every single time I watch Ghost of Tsushima, because it's made by Sucker Punch, and Sucker Punch has made, obviously, the infamous series. I always get this feeling that I'm not seeing anywhere close to the full game. I don't feel like I've gotten the full grasp of the game yet. You know, I've looked at the gameplay demo, the 8-minute gameplay demo from 2018 numerous times. I've looked at the story trailer that was released, I think, on Wednesday or Thursday of last week, like 5 to 6, 7, maybe even 8 times, and I feel like I'm missing a huge chunk of this game, and I cannot wait to see whatever they have to release, whatever gameplay they have, whatever trailer they have, whatever they're gonna do with Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know if they're gonna be at E3. I don't know if they're gonna release anything at E3. I cannot wait for whatever Sucker Punch is going to release for this game. I'm so happy and I'm so proud of this developer for making a comeback in such a big fucking way, from infamous Second Son to now Ghost of Tsushima. Congratulations, Sucker Punch. I can't wait to play your fucking video game on June 26th of this year. This has been 24. Remember to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more. Until my next video, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.